Hello, everybody. We gotta win. We're in the winner's circle. It's about damn time. Well, we're going to cheer about it tonight. We're going to talk all about it. I changed my topic based on the fact that we won a game. We finally won a home game. So let's talk a lot about that tonight. And, of course, as always, I can't do this by myself. So let's please welcome in Uncle Ed. Say hi, Ed.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? For you guys that didn't see me at the game yesterday, I wasn't there.
Ed is what I like to call a part-time fan.
No, come on, Peter. I'm not a part-time fan. That's crazy talk.
Well,
it's just, life gets in the way of my happiness, so to speak.
Okay. There was a Wednesday night game. I didn't see you there.
Well, yeah, that's because of work.
Okay.
That's life getting in the way of my life again.
Okay.
Of
I think there was a Friday night game pretty recently. I didn't see you there either.
Yeah, during the week it's probably we're probably going to be giving away those tickets because I got to work, man.
Okay, so
I can only call in sick so many times.
You've earned the part-time. I mean, I'm like a lawyer here, throwing out Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C.
Oh, man.
I mean...
Well, at least I'm not the one that's leaving all the time to Orlando, hanging out with Mickey and Orlando City fans all the time.
I might be hanging out with Mickey, but have I missed a game?
Well...
Got you there.
Yeah, but you've got an easy job. All you got to do is, walk out the room. I mean, right outside your room and, get lunch.
As far as my job may not be easy, but it is in this room. You are right. I walk from one room.
His studio is
another
his
room.
Office, basically.
Yeah. If I pull up this green screen, everybody knows there's a green screen, right? If I pull up this green screen, you'll see some Disney pictures behind me, which is my normal office look.
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing if you ask me.
Kind of nice. People actually see when I have my meetings at work.
I've been there, guys, and it's kind of.
When I have my meetings at work, and I do a lot of video meetings at work, everybody asks, "Hey, is that a green screen? Is that?" I mean, they want it, Ed. They want it.
Right.
All right, Ed. Well, we could talk about nonsense all night because I love nonsense.
Of course you do.
But
which, by the way, I'm trying to get on the chat through my phone, but for some reason it's not working.
All right. Well, I can manage that. We do have a few people in chat, and everybody else needs to get in chat as well. It was another fun soccer weekend where I got to meet. Oh, great. I got to meet another loyal listener or viewer, so that was really cool. And we'll talk a little bit about the party, the tailgate that the team put on for the fans. So we're going to talk about that. I was actually preparing a different topic, Ed. I had plan B topic. If we lost, I was not going to talk about losing. I was going to go a little more serious, a little more dire straits and talk about something else. But I'm not going to go into that because we're going to save it for another week. We will lose again, so I'll save it for another week.
That's positivity right there. Wow.
I mean, come on, we're
Doom
not going to go.
Gloom.
We're not going to go the full year winning. So
I was the guy that was a goth back in the day, not you. I'm okay with doom and gloom, but lately you've been doom and gloom big time.
Yeah. Well, anyways. We're gonna talk, and actually tonight I really want to get everybody in the chat. I want to get a lot of the chat involvement and hear how you guys feel after a win. But I was at the game, not like Ed. I was at the game, and it was cool. I got to invite a coworker of mine who brought out his son, so that was kind of a neat experience for them. But anyways, before we get too far into all that and really talking to our chat and our loyal listeners, let's give a big thank you to Caneswear. And, you could go to Caneswear. Caneswear is in Davie at 2511 South or University Drive. It's just a hair south of 595. Really, really easy to get to. If you're coming up to the game on Sunday, we have a game at 6 p.m. against Nashville. Get there. Leave your house a little early, hit Caneswear, mention Football Miami TV, get 10% off. But if you can't do that, go to caneswear.com where you can, get all the deals. Spend I think it's $99 or more, and you get free shipping. So it's a good deal. Caneswear is it's got a great selection. And also, not only is it have great selection, Ed, they now have the ability to add on some of the, the AutoNation print on the training jersey that I want to get. I still have not gotten that, so I want to get that.
Yeah, I've got the training jersey on now, and I'm going to go and take it back there so they
take
can
it to
do
them.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They'll hook you up. And then they also have their 305 custom Caneswear only shirt that I was sporting last week. So you can get that there as well. So support them.
One of those too.
They support us. So at the end of the day, we some people throw in some super chats and all that kind of stuff, and we appreciate that. But if you really want to show support for this channel, it's go support Caneswear.
Do it.
Ed, do you want to say hello to some people?
Well, you know what? Yeah, man, I was able to get on. So the very first person I have right here is Jose Velasquez.
Yes.
Hello, Jose. Thank you for supporting us. Thanks for watching, our ugly mugs every Sunday because, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
You guys are just, you could also, if you don't want to see our ugly mugs, you guys could also listen to us on every podcast available on the face of the earth.
Yeah, it's available everywhere. I'm just making faces because I've been lazy about uploading it, Ed.
Lazy Peter.
I mean, come on, Ed. You
sit at home all day, man. Come on.
Whoa, let's talk about that. I literally got to lay down on for like 30 minutes. I was pressure cleaning my entire driveway, my sidewalk.
You own a pressure cleaner?
Well, I had to go buy one.
Oh, that's awesome because I'm probably going to need one of those soon.
Okay, we're going to pause on saying hello to everybody. Ed, how do you feel about lending tools to people? Are you a tool lender?
Well, no, I'm not. But the good thing is that I'll ask you to let me borrow it, but you'll come over here and do it for me.
Right. And
that's the way to go, guys.
And that's where I was going with this, is that I don't know if I'm the kind of guy that says, here, borrow my $300 tool that I just bought. I'm probably more the guy that says, hey, I'll come in and do it. You just supply the beer.
And that's my whole plan. I'll give you a beer.
Yeah, I might need more than one.
Well, I'll supply it with the beer. It'll still come out cheaper than buying one and doing it myself.
I needed to do it for a while. It was on my bucket list of things I needed to do for this house, and it just took me a while to finally make the purchase. I made the purchase. It will get used a lot because I've got a pool enclosure that I've got to clean, not only the driveway, and I have Coconut Creek has a lot of tree-lined streets, and what do? Leave messy driveways. So, I definitely got some cleanup and things to do. So I will definitely put it to good use. But I was busting my tail out there for a good 5 hours.
Nice. Well, I definitely expect to get a lot of, my cleaning done by Peter Brown.
Yeah, apparently it does cars too.
Wow, even better. You just keep digging yourself in the hole.
The hits keep on coming.
Anyways, let's go back.
All right, where were we? I think we left off at Esteban.
No, actually, the good judge himself, Dread the Law. I don't know.
Okay,
did you put it up?
We didn't.
You put him up before?
All right, let's put him up.
There you go, Judge Dredd. How you doing? Now is your buddy Esteban Dido, yeah. Chris Arjun, who takes incredible pictures.
Hang on a second. Something more important. I just got a text from my daughter saying, we're about to do something crazy. Do you want anything from McDonald's? What do I say, Ed? I've been trying to be healthy.
Just go with a Big Mac or something.
No, I'm going to have to say no, thanks. I'm going to eat my salad tonight. All right, continue. All right, you said Chris Arjun. Let's put him
Chris Arjun, who takes incredible pictures. I don't know if
great photographer. I see him out at the game.
And I think he walked by us last game. And we forgot to say hello. He went by real quick. So.
I mean, he's flying around. He's a man about town. He's taking pictures. He's got things to do. He doesn't have time for us. I mean, he does. But I mean, we don't want to interrupt.
Yeah. He was doing his job, so we were like, "Oh, there you go. I think that's Chris." And
Yeah.
Marvin Mieles, how you doing, fellow Ecuadorian? How you doing? There's also our friend from Atlanta, a new Wiseman. How you doing, bud? Yeah, thanks for. Wishing us the best, because we finally got a win. And, of course, one world, one goal, Always supporting us, always retweeting us, always putting messages out there to everybody and their mama.
Wait. My daughter's asking me about McDonald's, and one goal has got big pasta tonight.
Wow. Well, she is Italian. They call her
I know,
Italia.
but I dream of pasta. I was actually, because I'm trying to be Mr. Healthy, so and I did go off the rails a little bit yesterday, but so I got to be back on the rails. But man, a big bowl of like fresh pasta, homemade pasta. Was that homemade pasta? One World. I mean, some homemade pasta sounds amazing.
Man, you're making me hungry. After this,
because
I'm watching the USA game.
Dude, I haven't.
USA's
When does it start?
I think right after the show.
Okay, good.
8 p.m.
What channel is that on?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure it's on the Spanish channel. So
all right,
I'll watch it on the Spanish channel.
So yeah, I haven't had like good pasta in probably close to 2 years. It's ridiculous.
Wow,
ridiculous. All right, so there's some more people in the chat if you want to say hi. B King's in there, Ed.
Yeah, B King. Yep, he was the next one I was going to mention right now. How you doing, B King? One of your favorites is also here. Your favorite jet pancake. One of your favorite meals.
Yeah.
Pancake.
Yeah.
And then we got Pablo Coppola. How you doing, Pablo? We also have it's very busy. Richard Greenberg. How's it going, bud?
Toronto.
Man, we got fans from
Toronto's just like 1 point better than us right now. I mean, that win gets us right there.
We're going to catch up. So
that's
a
good point.
Who else we got? Baldwin 4, it looks like. Baldwin 4.
Yep.
And that's it for now. Guys, be sure to, if you got any messages to send out, you could do it via chat. And we also have a phone number you guys can call into that hopefully Peter could put up on the screen.
I will in just 1 second. B King says the game is on Fox Sports. Is that FS1? I got FS1, but I don't have FS2, which is weird, but true.
You should hopefully be on one then for you.
I would hope.
I know it's on the Spanish channel, so, you can always tune into Univision or whoever's putting it on.
I mean, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, there is, and we do actually have, looks like a voicemail,
nice.
Maybe. Already ready to go. So, yeah, if you guys have any voicemails you want to leave to us, 786-474-4435. One World is saying game is also on, let me put that up.
Univision.
On Univision. Yeah, I know, but look, if that's my only chance, I don't even know if I have Univision easily.
Right. You should, but in case you don't, Fox Sports has it. I know you like your English-speaking, commentators.
Gringo.
Talk about English-speaking commentators.
Yeah.
Ray Hudson's no longer on beIN Sports, man.
Is beIN Sports still in business?
I don't. Dude, they've lost so many, leagues that's probably one of the reasons why he's going, because he's just,
hanging by a thread.
Yeah,
I mean, beIN Sports is hanging by a thread. So, yeah, that's curious. Does Ray just, hey, look, doing a weekly game for Inter Miami is good enough for him at this point of his career?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's old enough probably to retire and just do this, and that's it. Esteban, you're not wrong. Peter likes to listen to Alexi Lalas. You're not wrong. Esteban, a lot of people hate on Alexi. I like commentators that have a take. And you may not agree with it, but he's got a take.
Like Taylor Twellman, right?
And like Taylor Twellman. I don't always like what Taylor Twellman says. I
don't either.
He crapped on Miami quite a bit in the past. And I was not a fan of that, but I still like him. A new Weissman thinks that Ray is heading to ESPN. You can bet on it. Yeah, I mean they're getting more and more of the products, I think ESPN is ESPN Plus. I think is getting La Liga next year. So and that's kind of Ray's speciality.
Yeah, and they do have the rights to the La Liga. The news is saying so.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
And I'm happy about that because ESPN Plus is something I jumped on early because, part of the Disney package and all that kind of stuff. and it's just improving. That and Paramount Plus, and I got Paramount Plus as well. Between the two of them, you're pretty much getting well covered, at least with your soccer stuff. So that's good.
Right.
All right, so I was actually going back at a little bit because I wanted to talk about, let the folks talk a little bit today. But I was trying to go through some of the previous chats that we might have missed. Here, Esteban posted up a little while ago saying, I will take a bet that tonight's telecast will be about bursting out the champagne bottles and boasting as if Inter Miami won the Champions League. Could it be this will be the only home win?
Thanks a lot, man.
Shut up, Esteban.
We were celebrating last week, if you want to check out last week's show. About
celebrating a tie.
We were celebrating a tie because we thought that was like the ultimate.
Against a good team.
We had never seen a team. Peter had said he'd never seen the team win at home live. Right, Peter? I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
And
never seen. I mean, you haven't either because they have not won in the stadium in front of fans until yesterday.
Well, now you saw it, but I haven't.
Oh, that's true. So it was, let's be clear. I've always said from the very beginning of this show that the best player on Inter Miami, by far, no argument, Gonzalo Higuain. He is the best. I have said it from the beginning. I have been his biggest supporter. Nobody has supported Higuain as much as me.
What?
I mean, I love the guy so much. He scores 2 goals. I mean, Ted is always like trying to convince me that he's, so-so. I've been the one that said he's the most amazing player from the very beginning. So much so that I put his brother on the thumbnail.
You did. As a matter of fact, I was going to say, dude, you got the wrong. I sent him a message earlier when he sent me the picture. I was like, dude, you got the wrong Higuain. The other brother is the one that scored twice.
I didn't get the wrong Higuain because and all that was very tongue in cheek. Because if you watch the show often, I bitch about him all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. The fat guy earned a Big Mac. Speaking of McDonald's, after that
your wife, by the way, your wife hates him.
Hates. You want to be entertained, folks? Come to an Inter Miami game with me and my wife. Sit next to her. She will entertain you because of the disgust that she has for Gonzalo Higuain. But he, was much better this game. He actually was running. And here's the thing. The game that we tied, I had mentioned that he actually went back and did some defense. But right after he ran back to do the defense, he's got his hands on his knees and he's out of breath. That wasn't happening. And, the coach has kept saying that he's on some sort of performance plan, some sort of plan. And maybe the plan's working. Maybe he put down the cigarette and the Big Mac long enough to be able to get a little training in. But I can't bitch about Gonzalo this week. He, looked a lot closer to what we expect. But Federico, on the other hand, dude was all over the field. And in a good way.
It was. I was checking out the game, Peter, and I was checking out the stats. It looked like Montreal had dominated most of the game, but I'm happy.
It didn't feel like it there, though. It really didn't feel like they dominated. I'll be honest with you. It felt pretty even. Granted, stats and everything. Sometimes your eye test says something a little bit different. The eye test to me, it felt fairly even.
Right. And it's been a trend where the team doesn't dominate very much. The tie. That's why the tie felt like we had actually won because we actually dominated that game. That was the first game I think we dominated ever. Mm-hmm. Because if you check all the stats in every game, we usually don't. We're a counter-attacking team, unfortunately, and we don't score very much.
No, we don't.
But one of the high scorers of the league happens to be your buddy, your new best friend, Gonzalo Higuain. And,
like I said, I mean, you always, every week, you say how poor he is and how bad he is, and I always have to stand up for him and defend him. And I'm sick of it, Ed. I'm sick of it.
Man, what's funny is we can't score. He seems to be the only one that could score. He's already got 7 goals. in this season.
Something the coach said in his post-game conversation, and he's right, and that goes a little bit to what you're saying, is that we need the rest of the team to step up now and score some goals. Because the fact that he scored 7 goals is not something to celebrate. That just tells you how bad the rest of the team is in the attack right now. The fact that he should have double that right now. With the amount of money we're paying him, he should have double that. I know he doesn't get the service that he needs, but his brother was there helping him out, earned a penalty, and so he was.
So what'd you think about the penalty, Peter? Was it an actual penalty?
Yeah. I mean, from there,
when in the stadium, yeah. But now that you've seen the
I watched the replay. I thought it was. Look, you could argue that there was a foul on Gonzalo just before that, and then his brother kind of dips in and then kind of sort of gets tripped, and he makes the most of it. But I mean, all attackers do.
Well, I think maybe it was the ref saying, okay, well, Gonzalo basically was the guy that got fouled, so the brother's there, so give it to the brother.
Bruno Panizzo is saying that Gonzalo really didn't play that well, scored a PK and a goal. He messed up his strong shot bounced in. I think that's a little harsh this week. I would normally be right there
Bruno,
with you.
Take the win, man. Take the win.
Well, obviously we are, but I would normally be with Bruno on that. But I think he played better. He was moving. He was, and look, I titled this episode, something about, I forgot exactly, but something about, they're actually pretty good if they try.
You have to actually try.
Because what I took away from the game, the biggest thing, and we're going to get to the voicemails. We've got 2, and if you want to leave any more, please call. The biggest takeaway from me was that they went down a goal, and normally when they go down a goal, they completely give up. The team looks lost after they give up a goal. They go into their bunker. They're terrible after they go down a goal, and it's like they give up so quick and so easy. And that didn't happen. They were going strong and really attacking and just doing whatever they could. It was a pretty back and forth game, but they never gave up. Every player was going at it hard. Higuain, both Higuains were going at it hard. No player was out there loafing around. You didn't have a Gonzalo sitting there smoking a cigarette, or Matuidi walking around, or Figal making tons of bad passes. That didn't happen. They actually tried. And that's why I said if they tried, they're actually pretty good. I'm not going to go out and say, hey, they won, they're good enough to win some sort of championship. But they're pretty good. They're a lot better when they actually. And I'm curious, how much is it the impact of Gregory as the captain? Because dude puts in maximum effort. And then how much does it also play a part that the boss man, David Beckham was there?
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why they're starting to play better. Last game he was there also. And the team, stepped it up. I think we should have had a win last week, but hey, whatever. We got the win this week, and it's funny because you mentioned while you were in the tailgate that David Beckham and Jorge Mas promised you a win.
Oops, all right. Hang on a second.
Canesburg, yeah,
Canesburg. I'm pushing buttons, folks. And actually, the person that I spoke to at the tailgate, I did tell them. I said, she couldn't remember if she just listens or if she watched, and I said, you could do both, but I said, something about, it's mostly just listening, just looking at 2 pictures, and that's pretty much it, because it's hard to produce a show and talk on the show at the same time. I'm pushing buttons, folks, wrong buttons sometimes, but what did you ask, Ed?
I was talking about how you went to the supporters tailgate.
Yeah.
And that's one of the cool things about being in a supporters group, that, you get invited to these things, that sometimes normal fans don't.
This was
a perk, one of the perks of joining a supporters group. So all 3 supporters groups were there. Peter Brown was there as a founding member of the Legion.
Yeah.
Because he's a member,
I am.
And And what else, Peter?
So it was cool. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about it. I tried my best to kind of do a live. My connection when I'm close to the stadium is terrible. My cell phone connection is terrible when I'm close to the stadium. Maybe it's all that metal. Because when we did that post game thing outside the stadium, there's sweet spots here and there, and then there was terrible spots. So I tried my best to kind of show you guys what it was like, the pandemonium that it was like once Beckham showed up. But yeah, it was a cool thing. The team, I'll be honest, the team needs to do more of this stuff. Mm-hmm. But it was great, and it couldn't have happened on a better night. And what they were doing is they were trying to say, thank you to those diehard fans that sit in the north end zone and bang the drums, sing nonstop. They're there in force, even though we are have been a terrible, terrible team. And they're there, maximum effort, even if the team is not giving maximum effort. And so they were doing a little thank you to them. And so you walk in and, they check some IDs. They didn't check mine because, your ticket rep who knows me, he's not my ticket rep, but your ticket rep knows me. Yeah. So he didn't need to check my ID because I see Felipe and Philippe and that's it. But it was weird is they gave me a raffle ticket, but I didn't hear any raffle. Like I heard that there was supposed to be some sort of giveaways.
I think they forgot about it probably because there's so much going on.
I think they did because there was pandemonium. So they had, when you first walk in, you walked in and there were some tents and they kind of guide you to get in line, and you got some Publix chicken, some Papa John's pizza, sponsored stuff. Good stuff. Then they had tubs of Heineken beer, water. They even had Miller Lite. I don't know if Miller Lite's a sponsor, but I think it was Miller Lite. They had that Monaco mixed drinks that they have in the stadium. They're like shots of drinks. They also had free, and this is all free, by the way. They also had what's Beckham's brand of what does he have? Is it a whiskey or
Hague
is it
Club or something? Yeah, I think it's a whiskey.
It's a Hague Club. I just don't know what alcohol it is. If it's
I think
a rum,
it's a whiskey. I've never tasted it before, but
you could have. Had you gone, you could have. They were making mixed drinks right there for you.
Maybe we can get Hague as a sponsor. Just saying, just throwing it out there.
All right, well, you make that happen. But so you move around there, and then for the most part, it was mostly guys just hanging around, singing their songs. They had the soccer table tennis thing there. That was cool.
People actually played?
Me, no.
Other
people. They had the fields open, so this is on the community field, which is their turf field. So people are kicking the ball around. And then at some point, I didn't even see Beckham make his entrance. Next thing I know, and that's when I just, you see it in that live video that I don't notice that he's there. And then I'm like, oh, there he is. He kind of just a throng of people. And the funny thing was, and this is funny, and it was captured on the video if you listen closely. And it was so funny because you and I both know some of the staff there. And Chris Allen, who was one of the Supporters Club members, eventually was hired for the club. He did not want anybody to take selfies with David Beckham. You know that's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. That is a losing proposition.
And the idea is for all the supporters groups to stay in their area so he can walk through, I guess, right?
Well, they did do that a little bit. At first it was a mass group, but Chris did his best to tell people to go to a corner and we will come to you. And Southern Legion listened and moved over. Eventually, they moved us to the path that he was walking because we were in the wrong spot apparently. But so there was some listening and some not.
Yeah, I noticed from the video that people just said, "Screw it, we're going to go over there and just hang out with him."
We're going to take pictures. So the idea Chris wanted for it to be that, hey, we can all just share a beer and shoot the crap with Beckham. And that sounds actually a lot of fun. But everybody's got to take a picture. And I wasn't going to. But then once I saw everybody else doing it, I was like, let me see if I can get in there. And but it was a massive mess of people. And you Beckham, here's the thing. The guy's a saint. He is getting mauled like he's Korean boy band. Right. He is getting mauled and he can't even take a step practically. And he smiles at every picture, signs every autograph, has the best attitude, very soft spoken. I did say a word or two to him, very soft spoken, but the best customer service, if you will, you know. But the interesting thing, the story I was going to say, the interesting thing was, I'm sitting there on the vlog or doing the live, and I say to those few that watched it, said that Chris Allen was doing his best to try to keep this organized. Guy to my left is a photographer for the team. Straight up says, yeah, Chris Allen's best is not good enough. And it's on the video. It's pretty damn funny. And that's his coworker calling him out. That's his coworker calling him out. That's not me.
There's not much he can do. I mean, especially when there's all those.
It wasn't. I respect what he was trying to do. He did the best he could. He even smiled a couple times, like, "Oh, what can you do?" But it was cool. And like I said, it was an opportunity to say thank you to the fans that have been giving themselves to the team, and the team has not really been given much back. And of all nights, they win. And yes, I did go up to Beckham and I said, "Hey, Bex, we're gonna win, right?" And he's like, "Yes." And then I found Jorge Mas. Jorge Mas is much easier picture to get. Even though people should respect what he's done for the club as well, he's still an easier picture to get. I asked him, I said, "Hey, we're going to win, right?" And he's like, 100%. Except he said the word. I don't like to say it. But anyway.
And you know what? They didn't lie.
They did not lie. They did not lie. So I maybe I need to hang out with those guys before every game.
That's what it is.
Maybe that's the secret, right?
Yeah. Peter, I was thinking, I've been there to a couple games with you where, we see their suite and it's empty. It's usually, it was just, we've been to a couple games already and I was wondering, I was like, Julio Caballero, who's the one of the other support guys that started it. He's the main guy who I think the reason why we have a team is because of him begging so many billionaires to give us a team. I was telling him, dude, that place is empty. Why don't you use your influences? Because you talk to the owners. Maybe we can get in there, eat some of that free food, drink some of that free beer.
Yeah, it would be good. It would be good. Let's see if that can happen. Hey, that would be nice. Look, there's a ton of questions that I'm probably missing because we're going off on our rant.
Yeah, they want to talk about the game.
They did. There was one. Bruno did have a question, and I got to get to the voicemail. We have 2 voicemails. But he did say, Bruno says here, what did you guys think of Marsman, MD, how well Uoa did? MD, I don't know what that means. To me, it was his best game as a Heron. Uoa is okay. I think Marsman did okay. I originally thought he could have done better on that goal.
Me too. It looked like, he
got a boot in the gut, but the save was before the boot in the gut, and the staff had to come out and take care of him a little bit. But I thought he could have done better on that goal, but every keeper makes a mistake. And Ed, I don't know if you remember, there's a guy that sits. He's also a season ticket holder. There's a guy that sits right behind us, close to behind.
Yeah.
And every time Marsman does something, he yells out, "We got a goalkeeper!"
Yeah, he's a Marsman fan.
He was a little silent after that.
And you look back, I'm sure, knowing you. You're like, "Hey, what happened to we got a goalkeeper?
Where are you? Where are you?" I don't actually know what guy it is, but he was.
Yeah, he's behind us. We know he's behind us. He's behind us.
I got to get eyes on him. But overall, I think Marsman did a pretty good job. Uoa, I think it's one of his better games. I'm just still not a big fan. But hey, the way Matuidi's been playing, you put Uoa there. I mean, I know Matuidi's played next to Uoa, but only when Gregory's not playing. Hey, let's get to a voicemail, Ed. Let's see if this works.
Let's do it.
Can you hear that?
No, nothing. Oh, don't tell me it's one of them days. That's funny because Ted Sikowski's on. I don't hear nothing.
You don't hear nothing. It says it's
Maybe it's just me. I can't hear it. Guys in the chat, why don't you guys let us know if you can hear something? And if you do, we'll just let it run through because it might be just my connection that's bad.
Hang on, let me check my.
Or it might be the volume.
It's not a volume thing.
No. Ted Sikowski says, no, can't hear the voicemail.
All right, let's
try it one more time.
I wanted to talk about.
You got it?
Got it. I hear it now.
All right, let me rewind. It's weird. I sometimes have to go back to the settings and refresh the settings for it to pick up the system audio. And that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to play it off my computer. All right. Thanks, Richard Greenberg, for telling me.
Miami, Florida, United States of America. I wanted to talk about the game last night. I could say, I'll just say good things. Well, that's not true. I'm going to say a couple bad things.
What?
Well, we see that Gonzalo Higuain is still the most important part of the team. He leads the team in goals and assists.
I always say that.
And he also set up Robbie Robinson for what should have been the third goal. Robbie Robinson, man, he is a good player, and I really like him, but he probably should have 2 or 3 more goals this season where he's kind of missed some open sitters. But anyway, they won. That's 2 games in a row that they didn't lose. Let's see what kind of roll they can get on. Maybe they can get a draw against Orlando. Maybe they can even get a win. We'll see. But I left a voicemail a couple weeks ago that probably never going to get played, but I'm sure Peter listened to it, where I said that I didn't think Lewis Morgan was having a good season, and I don't. I think he's actually quite terrible at passing the ball. I haven't looked up the statistics, but he just sends in weak cross after weak cross. That he was really good last year, but this year I just don't think he's doing much of anything. I mean, he's a little bit of a threat on the wing. He gets up and down the field. He played hard on defense last night. But I don't know. So that's the one negative. Gregory is a beast, and I think that him getting the captain's armband may have been a big impetus in I almost said the Miami Fusion, the Inter Miami getting 4 points in the last 2 games. And I don't think they would have lost 5-0 if he had played in the previous game against New England. I think that he and Gonzalo Higuain are the 2 bright spots of the team. And I know Peter doesn't like Gonzalo. And also, by the way, one other good thing I'll say, I do like Pizarro. I would like to find a way to use him, and because he is a talent. But man, Federico is a lot more creative as a number 10, as a attacking midfielder. Federico in the last couple games has been really good at picking out passes. So lots of good things to say. I kind of like I can't think of his name right now. The new left back from England.
Gibbs.
Gibbs. Kieran Gibbs, yeah. I think he's okay. He's
Looks like he ran out of time.
Oh, maybe that second call is him, or no?
No. Different phone number. We'll get to that. What do you have to say? Anything to say about that?
He didn't say anything negative.
Yeah, I was waiting for the negative, and we all know I am the number 1 Gonzalo fan. Peter loves Gonzalo now. Now, I've always loved Gonzalo. I don't know where you guys are getting that from. Number 1 Gonzalo fan. He earned his hamburger. He can sit there and eat his Big Mac. He earned his Big Mac.
Sure did. He was the best player of the game, they said.
They said. I don't know if I go that far.
By the vote, by the...
I know, because people vote on goal scorers. Who had more impact? You got to go with Gregory, Federico. Those guys, our defense looked good, although they were questionable a couple times. I got a little scared a couple times. Obviously, we gave up a goal, so, there's that. But, one of the things he said about Robbie Robinson, the guy is talented. He's got to work on his finishing, but the guy's a talent.
He's really good. Every time he's got the ball, something happens.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad we got him. Oh, there you go.
The negative was that Morgan isn't that great. Well, that wasn't that negative.
Yeah, normally I expect more negativity from Ted Sikowski.
And Ted is saying for me to stop hating on Higuain. I am Higuain's number 1 supporter, and I love hamburgers. I'm a hamburger lover. I am like a hamburglar, like the little McDonald's guy.
Yeah, he likes his hamburger.
I'm his biggest fan. I was actually post game. I was looking for Higuain at Wendy's. Wendy's is a sponsor now, so I was looking for Gonzalo at Wendy's, but he didn't show. I was expecting to see him show up and get a free hamburger or something in there,
but nothing.
No,
he wasn't there. But yeah. Well, so
what do you think about Morgan? What do you think about Morgan?
Yeah, I think it's like last season he was our best player. This season, people studied him and they know what to do to make him a non-factor. And he continues playing the same way, so it's obvious they know how to block him. He's still a good player. He's still getting stuff done on that side. So, that's why he's still regular, I would say. But he needs to do something to change his play so he's not as predictable as I think all the teams have found that he's a predictable player, and they've got his number. Pizarro, he mentioned a little bit about. I would love to see Pizarro and Federico in at the same time. I think there could be more creativity because of that, because we would have two players that are really good with handling the ball and possessing the ball, and players who are good at distributing the ball. So even though, yes, we agree that Pizarro is probably not a number 10, but he could work well maybe on the left-hand side or something like that. And I'm hoping that we get to the point where we could play with two strikers. Unfortunately,
that would be nice.
We haven't been able to do that. It's just because we don't have the possession, I think. And that's one of our big flaws.
I thought this message would throw you off a little bit, but it didn't. You didn't miss a beat. I think Gonzalo prefers choripan over hamburgers. Maybe he was at the food truck Chez Grill. Let's talk about choripan. I mean, that's some good stuff, Ed.
Choripan is one of the things that we've always had at the tailgates.
At the Southern Legion, when we go to urban soccer, yeah, get some choripan. That's where I was introduced to it. It's good stuff.
It is good stuff, man. It's not that expensive, and that's one of the reasons why we had a lot of it. And it's good. It's yummy. It'll get you fat. That's the only thing, Peter. It'll get you fat.
Yeah. When I was there last, it's not often, but when I was there last, I was eating it without the bun, so I won't get as fat. 111 Goal says, imagine food trucks at the games. They do have food trucks. One World, they have lots of food trucks there. It's funny. When you think about a stadium, forget about a soccer stadium, a state-of-the-art stadium, I don't really envision food trucks. I envision a better food program than probably Inter Miami has. Inter Miami has like Pilos, tacos that are pretty good. They've got some decent food stuff amongst their own thing. But there is something about food trucks that feel like they belong there at Lockhart. Now, when they build the Miami Freedom Park, which is supposed to be nicer, maybe they don't have food trucks there. They've got a better food program. Something like what the Marlins have had. They've always had good food at their stadium. But at Lockhart, it kind of goes with that property, right? To get some good food trucks or some outside vendors there. I mean, there's several good food trucks. And if you remember, Ed, there is a Arepa food truck there for Ted.
There is, and Ted hasn't been to it yet.
No.
We want to do some food reviews, as a matter of fact, Peter. You've become a foodie yourself. So.
Yeah, but I need you there, so you got to actually show up at the games.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, that'll happen. We're definitely going to do a review on the food at the stadium.
Different things,
I think that'll be important. I think we should get Ted to be there, since he's the expert of arepas, for when we do the arepa.
That would be awesome.
episode.
That would be awesome. Yeah. All right, we got another voicemail here. Let's go to that. Let's and Ed, you could hear the last one, right? The last voicemail, you were able to hear Ted, right?
Oh yeah, I was able to hear.
All right, so it should all go well then. Fingers crossed.
Hey, Peter and Uncle Ed, and where's Ricky Ricardo lately? And all the great fans. Yes, I did whip up a big pasta. I can't wait to do so for when we have a big tailgate, and I'm glad to see they're the team is ramping up more of these get-togethers, as Peter especially and myself have complained about the PR. So they sprinkled some Beckham magic. It was a pasta pesto, like a penny with. You put fresh. Well, should I go into the recipe? You put in just like fresh onion and tomato that you put on top of the stove, and then you mix it in with the pesto sauce, and then just a light sprinkling of mozzarella. Yes, I have to make a whole big meal for all of us. And listen, I had my lucky socks on, and I had Kingswear workout that I did right beforehand, and then I showered up, and I was actually in my bathrobe and put on my, this is like way too TMI, but hey, I put on my bathrobe and I put back on the lucky socks. So, and we won. So that's my question. When I do come to a game, instead of wearing my Italia jersey, will I need to wear my bathrobe instead and bring those lucky socks?
Yeah.
Love you guys. Love the show. Bye.
I want to see her walking around the stadium in a bathrobe. I will give you a ticket.
Socks.
I will give you a ticket if you show up to the game in bathrobe and socks.
Say it's your lucky clothes, they'll let you in.
I think you should be fully dressed. I think you should be fully dressed under the bathrobe, just FYI. I'm just, let's be clear. I think you should be fully dressed. But yeah, show up in a bathrobe and the lucky socks.
She'll be styling, profiling.
You can sit next to my wife, and you two can talk about how much you love Higuain and fashion. Okay, fashion. My wife's not the most fashionable. She doesn't really care about that as much. Just saying.
Anyway, yeah.
I don't even know what else she said because I was busy typing a response to somebody because there was actually I don't know how to say it. It's got a bunch of letters and 23 at the end. But he was asking if there will be Inter Miami gear in vendors in Orlando. Got to get me some. No, there won't be.
Eastern Tri-Jet 23
is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not gonna be Inter Miami gear in Orlando. You know, didn't they used to do that in the Fusion games? Didn't sometimes there be opposing teams' gear at the stadium?
They used to do that. You're right.
I think they did.
They used to. Yeah.
They don't have that anymore.
Away fans. You wouldn't see that many away fans back then.
No, but if I remember, they would sell a Metro Stars jersey and stuff like that. But that's not going to happen these days, and that definitely happens at national team games. Yeah,
we'd see fans from Tampa drive down, but you never see the amount of people from that you see now in stadiums, supporting their teams. It's a whole different monster nowadays, which is kind of cool.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sorry, and I normally do this at the beginning of the show, but I sometimes I get comfortable. The Jet 23 guy. He says he's new to the show. Can you guys introduce yourselves? Rod from Orlando. All right, Rod. I am Peter Brown, and that is Uncle Ed.
Uncle Ed right here. Yeah, you don't put. We used to put the names underneath.
I mean, I can, but
Peter's gotten lazy.
It's not. I don't know if that's lazy as much as I've gotten used to kind of we've been doing this a while. People, but we got to remember there's new viewers, new listeners all the time. So, hey, make sure
everybody's favorite Uncle Ed. So.
Everybody's favorite uncle, the nation's favorite uncle, especially since I haven't heard from the other uncles. So,
we've got an Uncle Ted. There's an Uncle Ted. No, I said Ted.
Ned.
There's Uncle Ned. Sorry about that. And the original Uncle Ed right here. Maybe we should call you Uncle Peter.
I don't know. Ted is saying that I'm Peter Higuain Hater Brown and Edgar Uncle Ed Serrano. I am starting tonight. I started it yesterday. The Gonzalo Higuain fan club. I have started
Miami.
For Inter Miami, and I am the president of the club. Ted, if you're nice, I may let you join. But you keep throwing stuff at me like that, I'm not letting you in.
Then why don't you just throw that he's the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins?
I mean, he does got that look.
He hates when people say that. He pretends that he's never heard of the band. But if you've never seen Ted Sikowski, go back a couple of episodes.
Just watch a Smashing Pumpkins video. That's all.
Yeah, or just watch the Smashing Pumpkins. The lead singer is his doppelganger or whatever.
Oh, hang on a second. I'm about ready to go to another voicemail, and Esteban is saying, okay, guys, let's change the topic. By how many goals will Miami lose to Orlando?
Oh, no.
Damn. Hang on a second.
Esteban.
I mean, didn't Orlando? Oh no, I'm sorry. Orlando did beat Atlanta. I thought Atlanta beat Orlando, but Orlando.
Well, they were used to getting beat by Atlanta all the time, and
I know.
all of a sudden this year they decided to get good, and they're beating everybody.
But Atlanta made a game of it, 3-2. Orlando beats Atlanta 3-2, so they made a game out of it. So, and people are asking about our thoughts on the Orlando game, but we do have 2 more voicemails to get to, so let me get to those first.
Yeah, we'll get to our thoughts in a bit.
Hello, my name is Sebastian Alejandro Requerera. I haven't called in a while. I'm from Downey, California.
Nice.
My question is, who you got for the game today against USA and Mexico? And one more thing, what is happening with Inter Miami? I am so curious because they are bottom of the league. Thank you, bye. Hello, my name is...
Oops, I'm hitting play again. Wrong thing.
Wow, Downey, California.
Downey, California there.
Yeah, I lived right by there. I used to live in Santa Fe Springs, which is right next door to that, so I know exactly where that's at. I was born in California, if you guys didn't know.
All right, yeah, I was going to say, I got no clue where that is, but I'm glad you do. And, yeah,
LA.
One World says, you're worldwide. That's why you know.
I've been around.
Thoughts on tonight's game? I mean,
USA, I think we've got Mexico's number.
Got it.
Yeah, we got them. We've got all these young players that are dynamic. I think we're going to be able to take this one, Peter Brown. I'm saying a 2-1 USA.
I'm there with you. Does Pizarro get on the field?
Good question. I think he's probably going to get on in the second half.
And I think in the last game, didn't he get an assist?
He got an assist.
Why can't he get one here? Why can't he get one here?
Good question. It might be just the system, or he just doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't get his mojo going, man. Yeah, that's the thing.
He does have talent, but it doesn't seem to be working here.
Not here.
Chris Arjun was asking, was Shawcross injured yesterday, or did he get the axe? And that's funny is they announced Shawcross on the scoreboard like he was playing, and just before they did that, I had looked on Twitter to see what the starting lineup was, and I was like sitting there next to Julio, going, "Wait a minute, they said Shawcross." He's not on the lineup according to Twitter. And Julio's like, "Oh, he's in. They just said it." And then I'm looking at the players. I'm like, "Nah, he's not playing.
He's not there.
He had a back spasm.
Somebody didn't have the memo."
Well, obviously it was last minute, so he had a back spasm. So he was out because of that. But at the end of the day, he's slow. We need to get better on getting the defenders to score goals on set pieces. And I feel like he's there for that. He's super tall. He looks imposing there. It looks like he could get a head on and score a goal.
He's there, yeah.
But he's slow as molasses, Ed. I mean, he gets beat
in June.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's actually kind of quick, but that's part of the joke.
All right.
But yeah, well, I think you never said if the USA was going to win, Peter.
Oh yeah, I think they're going to win.
Score?
Yeah. I'll go with you. 2-1. That's fine. I mean, 2-1's that safe score. Bruno agrees. He says we win 2-1 if we keep the same back four as line of defenders.
Yes, important.
And Dan Destroyer says, "I late? Yeah, you late." The last few minutes of the show,
Dan,
but that's good. I'm glad you're here. And that's good. Jet Pancake says that USA wins 1-0. That's all right. We'll take it.
I'm enjoying all the conversations going on in the chat room. Right
I know.
Now.
They're fun.
And they're also going. I saw they're also going against the Orlando guy. So
yeah, there was some talk about. Let's talk about Orlando. But before we do that, let's play one more. And this looks like it might be another California call.
Oh wow.
What's a 562 area code?
562. No, I think I'm not sure.
All right, let's play it.
Hello, my name is Sebastian Alejandro Requerera from Downey, California. I haven't called in a while. I want to know who you got for today's game, USA versus Mexico, for the goal club. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
No, the California guy, I think we just covered it.
Yeah, it was the same guy from Downey. So.
You think it's the same guy doing a different accent or something? Oh, it is the same phone number.
No, that was him. Yeah.
Oh.
He probably thought it didn't go through the first time. So.
Well, how come the first one he says, "Hello, my name's Raj." This one he says he's Alejandro. I don't know. Trying to
Well,
goof around.
the-
All right. Well,
the translation's probably not
I
good.
think we covered it. Yeah, it does. It does. It does a it translates it.
Bad
I
translation.
can read it, but it's terrible. It's often bad. Ted Sikowski is saying "Vamos Mexico, vamos Pizarro."
Whoa!
The hell? I mean, look, we all
He loves Pizarro, he says.
we all love Pizarro when he's wearing pink, but he's wearing Mexico colors. Screw you, Pizarro.
We don't like you today.
Not today. Not today. I, as well, Marvin Mieles believes that we will win 1-0 USA. So, okay, we got to talk at least a couple of minutes about traveling up midweek to Orlando, where
Peter's second favorite city.
I do love Orlando. I do not necessarily love the team, although the stadium's not bad. I've been to a few games before we had a team. I did check out Orlando a few times, but we're a midweek game, not a lot of time, not a lot of rest for the players. They got to turn around and get a result after on a hot team. Orlando, is definitely a hot team, and they're currently in second place in the Eastern Conference. So can we get a victory or at least a point? What do you think, Ed?
Peter, it's going to be tough, man. These guys are hot right now. As much as I'd like to say that Inter Miami's, they've turned the corner, where I don't think we've just about turned the corner. This is going to be a true test, though. And hopefully we can get a lot of fans to drive up there and support, and they feel the support, and they, they can come up with at least a tie. I'm going for a tie, man. I just don't think we've got what it takes to beat them just yet. We're going in the right direction, but it's a tough one.
A point on the road would be awesome right now. And I think, to me, it's like start the same lineup right now. Start the same lineup. Shawcross had a back spasm. I know he was supposed to start. I'm assuming a back spasm. You're probably okay by Wednesday. I don't care. Sit him. Let's start the same guys. Being aware that maybe Federico needs to come out a little bit sooner because he's old. But he's older than Gonzalo, but he's got a lot more energy than Gonzalo. But I'd say,
great.
Oh, Esteban is saying LPG is out. It must be a yellow card accumulation because he did get one. So yeah, they're a tough team to beat. But hey, look. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about before we left. I don't know if this was captured on TV because not everybody that's watching us now was at the game. Ed, did you see? Because you watched the game, right? Did you see at the end of the game the celebration the players had with the fans?
I saw the not on the game, but I've seen like on the Twitter feeds and on social media.
So what happened is that first they go and a few players say thank you and all that. Apparently Neville told the team, you go thank them. So then they went to get more together as a group, and they went in a line and they did the whole jump with their hands in the air and saying thank you. Then they turned to our section on the east and said a thank you as well. But what I thought was interesting, and it was something that caught on. I think if I remember correctly, it started with Breck Shea. Breck Shea goes and he takes off his jersey and he goes and he hands it to somebody in the supporter section. And then it looked like somebody, maybe it was Morgan, sees it and he goes, that's a good idea. I'm going to go do that. Whips off his shirt, goes, throws it into the crowd. Next thing you know, about like seven players maybe took off, including Marsman. Marsman took off his goal. And you don't see this from goalkeepers very often. You don't see goalkeepers give fans their shirts all that often. Sometimes they'll give a glove or something like that. But Marsman took off his jersey, gave it to some fans. About 6 or 7 supporters club members, got rewarded with some game-used jerseys from the team. I thought that was amazing. That was them saying, thank you guys for sticking with us. Even though we've sucked for so long, we appreciate you.
Yeah. Very cool. I like that.
Question: Do
Good.
they pay? Do they have to pay for those jerseys? I always heard
I
they
believe
did.
so. I believe so. Somebody told me.
I know back in
From
the
the
striker
league.
days, in the lower level, those players definitely had to pay for shirts given away. They were,
I believe, because they've got an inventory of
Right.
all the shirts that they use.
right,
And so if they lose that shirt, they have to go and buy a new one.
right.
Put the name on. It's work for them.
Okay, so Jorge Mas says, "Nah, you guys ain't. You don't have to pay for those shirts, right? I mean, that's what has to happen. I mean, he has to sit there and go, all right. So look, if somebody's got to write a check for some shirts just for keeping the everything balanced, I got that. If those players have to come out of pocket for those shirts, there's something wrong with the system, because they were saying thank you in a very big way to the fans. And me and Julio, we hung back for a while because look, the one thing that sucks about Lockhart, look, I'm a big supporter of that stadium. I love the location, and Miami Freedom Park is the future, but it can take its time because I live in Broward, so I'm okay with it. But it's a pain in the neck to get out of. There's like two
There's
exits.
basically only one way to get out, right?
One or two exits, and that's it. And I mean, in this big old empty field that someday is going to have a park, but it doesn't currently. So it's a real pain that you guys just hang out. That's why it's good when you're there with me, Ed, because then you'll go and wrangle some people, and we'll do a post game, and we'll interview people. Because by the time we're done interviewing people, we just fly right out of there. It's no big deal.
Yeah. And it's true, man. Like, that's one of the things I missed about the game was, we like to do the fan, everybody's thoughts, at the end of the game. So you see how they felt. And this would have been incredible because, last game was incredible too because it was a tie, but it felt like we won.
Yeah.
So in this one, it's they actually won, so people must have been even more going crazy.
We got to end this show because every one of us have to go watch the U.S.-Mexico game.
USA,
but before I do that, Footballer is saying, and welcome back, Footballer. I haven't seen you in a while. I miss you giving me a hard time for being late. That's nothing, Peter. The owner of Seattle Sounders refunded all fans a full game for the bad way they were playing years ago. That's impressive. Now, look, if Jorge Mas had to do that for all the bad games we played, that's a lot of money he'd be refunding.
He wouldn't be a billionaire anymore, I think.
That's a lot of money he'd be refunding, so he can't do that. But anyways. Hey, guys, this was a lot of fun tonight, and I needed this. I don't know how you guys feel, and that's what I'm saying. I'm a long way to say, I really appreciate everybody that watches this show and listens to this show at a later date, whether you're watching with us live. It's more fun live, but if you're watching this another day, carve out some time on Sunday and hang out with us live. It's more fun live. But I'll tell you, I was beat tired before coming into the show. I busted my back all day, and I was like, I could use a nap. I don't want to necessarily, but I got so much energy and so much fun off of you guys and talking about the team that we love. And so it was a lot of fun, and I really thank you guys for having fun with me and allowing me to kind of do this with you. Because if it's just me and Ed, it gets boring.
Oh yeah,
Ed's not that exciting.
Oh come on, man. But
okay, fine. I'm the boring one.
True.
That is true.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in, watching our ugly mugs talk about our favorite team. And like I said, if you guys don't want to see our ugly mugs, you could hear us on podcasts all over the world. Every single podcast on the face of this planet, you can listen to us. So just look them up in Futbol Miami TV.
Yeah, and Bruno Panizzo.
Peter will put them on.
Yeah, I'll put it. Bruno Panizzo, real quick, says, "Will there be a watch party for the Sunshine Classico? Check with your favorite supporters club. All three or four, however many supporters clubs there are now. There's 3 official. They will definitely have watch parties. The team has not had any official watch parties yet, but check with your favorite supporters club, and they will definitely have watch parties. You know that for a fact. So thanks so much, everybody, and please like, share, and subscribe, and make sure to go and visit Caneswear. Thank them for sponsoring the show, and give them a little love. So thanks, everybody. Let's go USA!